It's not just an image, it's not just a number, it's a portrayal of how women and girls are programmed to think because of what society and social media perceives to be the ultimate way a girl must talk, look, and act. Awareness needs to be brought forth for the influence of social media on female identity and body appearance issues. Body image is the way people think, feel, and respond to looking at themselves in a mirror. It also relates to how a person feels in their own skin. Today, on Beauty Standard, with your host, Brooklyn Alexander, we're discussing how social media promotes unhealthy standards of beauty and causes all girls self-destructive behavior by encouraging eating disorders, dieting, and toxic body image views. To give our viewers some background, Instagram made a survey and accounted that 51% of their users were female, 61% of Snapchat users were female, and 54% of Facebook users are female. I think we can all agree that women and girls use social media a lot. Girls feel compelled, however, to judge themselves because of how the perfect and idealized body is portrayed on social media. They use filters to enhance what they think will make them beautiful in society. Social media makes them feel like they don't belong, and they need to, because while scrolling, people like the Kardashians alter their bodies and people praise them for it. So women and girls feel as though they don't belong because they don't have a large bust, mild hips, curvy hips, a super skinny waist, or model-esque figure. Another common body standard supported by social media is the thigh gap, shown here. Social media leads them to the conclusion that this determines their worth, and by doing only this will they appeal to themselves or others. So, you may wonder, what role does social media play in all of this? Because of social media and the widespread rapidity of negative trends and accessibility, body image is a much more prevalent issue among girls. Since it's very easy to open a phone, scroll through pages after pages of people, models, and other girls, it is even easier to compare yourself to them and start to have degrading thoughts about appearance. The BBC noted using social media does appear to be correlated with body image concerns. A systematic review of 20 papers published in 2016 found that photo-based activities like scrolling through Instagram or posting pictures of yourselves were a particular problem when it came to negative thoughts about your body. This piece of evidence does prove the relationship of social media and young women as we continue. Sources like BBC Future have direct insight into this social media issue. It says Amy Slater, an associate professor at the University of West England, Bristol, published a study in 2017 in which 160 female undergraduates viewed either #Fitspo, self-compassion quotes, or a mix of both, all sourced from real accounts on Instagram. Those who viewed only #Fitspo scored lower on self-compassion, but those who viewed the compassionate quotes, like "you're perfect just the way you are," were nicer to themselves and felt better about their bodies. This further shows how negative body image views and low self-esteem root back to social media. Social media's encouragement of unrealistic beauty standards is causing adolescent girls to associate likes, followers, weight, figure, endorsed dieting, and weight loss with self-worth. But now let's take a look at what I witnessed as an incognito account on Instagram. I was first presented with who I was recommended to follow, like anyone is when joining Instagram. And of course, all of the first people were the Kardashians and Jenners, ironically. For many young women, they are very influential people. However, not all of them are authentic, and social media is not spreading the right image. Because they have such power over social media, it is especially detrimental to young women. Just scrolling for the purpose of investigating, I already felt my self-esteem take a toll. You're perfect. On my feed. Perfect. Beautiful. And this. Amazing. You are so slim and tall, perfect model figure, your figure. And this image, although it's not recent, targets dieting without the acknowledgement that influencers have a large following of impressionable young women. This post was enabled on social media and got 1.5 million likes. Along with this one, And this one. They, like I almost did, can perceive this as, well, Kylie Jenner is flawless with a large following and a sculpted body, then I should receive this treatment, or I should go on a diet or starve in order to achieve what they have convinced me is beauty. And social media, which so many women trust, is telling me to do so, so I should, right? These girls and women feel obligated to alter their appearance, go on toxic diets, and starve themselves, or develop eating disorders in some cases, which brings about the effect of social media on eating disorder. According to the National Eating Disorder Association, a recent study of women between the ages of 18 and 25 showed a link between Instagram and increased self-objectification and body image concerns, especially among those who frequently viewed Fitspiration images. Americans spend about 2 hours a day on social media, exposed to unrealistic ideals of beauty, diet talk, body shaming, thinspiration, weight loss posts, and more. In addition to this, girls and women have developed orthorexia, which is yet another compulsive eating disorder. Along with this, anorexia nervosa, which makes young women feel impelled to lose weight or watch their weight, has also been noted and is overall characterized by social media and its negative body image. The ads, the messages, the following recommendations, the hashtags that girls see every day are contributing factors to this crisis. These can cause permanent health damages and can turn fatal in a developing woman if it goes far. Moving on, Greta Glazner from the Huffington Post says, social media's presence in everyday life is so large that individuals now care about the opinions of people they've never met before. Body shamers use social media as a platform to talk negatively about someone's image, and it strongly affects their emotional well-being of individuals who already struggle with their relationship of food. This is another very excellent point that relates back to how, since social media has become so popular among young people like girls, women, and teens, it allows for this toxic body image thinking. Because of this environment where one body type is encouraged, body shamers flourish and make a horrible impact on fragile and vulnerable girls. Saying, "It's not beautiful, you're fat, and it's killing you. Eat something, girl." "You'd be prettier if you lost weight." That my body was better when I was curvier, but also praised for being thin. So confusing. "You're looking plump lately." "She needs a good meal, and we wonder how people have body issues. Shame on you." "I'm glad I'm fat. Yuck, she looks like she's malnourished. Shame on you. That woman looks starved." Social media allows for it. Filters are a huge plus of social media. However, maybe social media is using them to encourage these unrealistic standards of beauty. Let's further explain this topic. Times wrote an article called "How Social Media is a Toxic Mirror." They say, if the internet has been called a great democratizer, perhaps what social media has done is let anyone enter the beauty pageant. Teens can cover up pimples, whiten their teeth, and even airbrush with a swipe of a finger, curating their own image to become prettier, thinner, and hotter. Well, filters and apps permitted by social media are actually another form of motivating teens and girls to conform to these unhealthy beauty standards. Some may wonder, how are social media's filters and Facetune or other apps bad for you? Well, it's actually causing more comparison. It's bad because social media, and mainly girls' intent, is to gain self-validation. Even if that's only possible with filtering your images or botching your face. Well, social media has quite literally filtered, pun intended, our interpretation of beauty. A study conducted by Forbes and a woman showed that when a girl curated a selfie of hers, almost to the point where it was unrecognizable, like a Barbie, and questioned if people thought it was more pretty or beautiful than her natural images, 70% of her viewers said yes. Another article from the reputable source Time magazine says, pre-internet, you had to hoof it to the grocery store to find a magazine with celebrity bodies, or at least filch your mother's copy from the bathroom. Now the pictures are as endless as they are available. Teens can spend hours fixating on the toned arms or glutes of celebrities, who hawk their bodies as much as their talent. Because of the extreme accessibility to teenage girls and women, social media encourages these negative body images from being spread, and most importantly, they're normalized. Nowadays, social media has created a habitat where body shaming and destructive body ideals flourish, kind of like that of a magazine or entertainment. Nowadays, social media has created a habitat where body shaming and destructive body ideals flourish, or spread, and therefore set off the chain reaction of depression, body anxiety, uncomfort, and very commonly eating disorders or habits that can ruin or severely alter someone's life. These events are more prevalent than a lot of people think. Social media filters only what is perceived to be the idealistic way of beauty and doesn't show any other manifestations or encouragement of bodies, weights, and different sizes of women. The Guardian said, in a poll by the charity Girl Guiding, 35% of girls aged 11 to 21 said their biggest worry online was comparing themselves to their peers. It has become a necessity for women in our society today to do all these things. These, among many other reasons, are why girls and women are incessantly body shamed and have to conform to these standards, because how can they not? After all, social media is widely generalized into being a platform where everyone is beautiful. And if you're not a specific, perfect way, you don't have the perfect body, then you won't fit in at all. And behind every decision that girls and women make, it's wanting a sense of belonging. Social media, because of its millions of viewers, has the ability to abuse and manipulate this power over young women, and it's convincing them to morph into the ideal woman that social media sets them out to be. Well, and if they can't, then they have to resort to dieting and eating disorders, or others, like body image anxiety or a drop in self-esteem. These are all results of what social media can do. I encourage young women to think twice when joining social media, and if they do, be aware of these risks that the environment can do to yourself and your body image or self-esteem. Women like Lizzo and Ashley Graham are defying these toxic standards and are advocates for all forms of bodies and beauty. However, social media isn't quite caught up to them yet. But know that you can make a change. Live life unfiltered. And if you see a model the next time you're scrolling on Instagram and you start questioning your own beauty, take it with a grain of salt, because yes, this is our reality, but you can change it. And that's your issue today on The Beauty Standard with your host, Brooklyn Alexander. Thank you for watching.